And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, Teresa Barncastle, and also Nicole Rogers as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
We're up and going early this morning.
It's like, I'm up.
I have coffee.
That's a start. And it's a big cup, too. It's at least a 32 ouncer, so I think you're good to go. I know I make you guys do this every time, but just to inform people that may not be familiar with the Chaves County Federated Republican Women. The title is pretty self-explanatory, but kind of talk about what the organization does.
Well, I've been involved. I'm the secretary now.
Okay.
And I've been a member for a couple years.
Are you a good note taker?
Yes.
Yeah, I got nominated as secretary in a couple boards, and I realized I'm not cut out for this job.
I think I over document. But that's okay.
Well, then you're on it.
Yes.
So that's I'm the opposite. I'm like, I'm supposed to write that down? Okay.
Yeah. So, but I have volunteered for several years.
Okay.
And I believe in the Federated Republican Women, trying to get younger people involved, start towing the line. But like I said, I volunteered for several years before, several hours knocking doors, campaigning,
Sure.
just helping with the club.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And the Chaves County Federated Republican Women is part of the New Mexico Federation of Republican Women.
So it's like a chapter of a bigger organization.
It is, and we have a national. In fact, I was there 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
In Alexandria, Virginia.
DC area.
I got to meet Ella Sears.
Oh,
there we
okay.
go. I got to meet her.
Okay.
We had some amazing speakers, but there's 16 clubs in New Mexico right now. We're in the process of adding one, and then later on this week, we'll be starting to add 2 more.
Okay.
So
I'm just curious, the other clubs in New Mexico, are they like county, or are they like an Albuquerque, or is it city county, or is it a little bit of both? Or?
it's by county.
Okay.
In Albuquerque, we do have 3 clubs plus one that's called Sandburn.
Okay.
And then in the Four Corners area, it's all the Four Corners area.
Gotcha.
But no, we have Taos. The one that we're starting is going to be called Enchanted North.
Okay.
And it takes in the Angel Fire area,
Okay.
Eagle Nest, Cimarron, that
Gotcha.
area. But all of us have the same goal of electing Republican candidates and passing along the Republican values.
Sure. And of course, your kind of mission has been over, this last 6 months here is really spotlighting Republican candidates running for office throughout the state of New Mexico. So I know a lot of your monthly meetings and things have been geared towards introducing people to candidates and things. And I imagine you're probably still in the midst of that, at least through June here. And then after the primary, then everyone rallies the party around the candidates that won. And they're going to be going here in the general in November. So
I think Nicole has a list of who we have, but we just had our Republican candidate forum for governor.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing turnout.
And I think they all turned out, right?
No, we had 2 other, Marhog was not on the ballot yet.
Okay.
And Ronchetti had another commitment.
Gotcha.
But the other 3 were there.
Okay.
We are so blessed. We are absolutely blessed with our candidates.
And then right on the heels of that, you had the forum for the lieutenant governor as well, too, if I remember right.
That was the next day.
Yeah.
That was at the luncheon. And we've got some others coming up.
Yeah, so April 20th, we have our probate judge, Clark Cole.
Okay.
Assessor Sandra Stewart. And then our commissioners, Dara Dana, Mike Perry, and Matthew Rael.
Very
and then
good.
Mike
No,
Harrington.
Matthew pulled out.
Oh,
All right.
there you go.
So maybe
So
the
just
audience.
Mike Perry.
Okay, very good. But so focusing a lot of county and those issues for this next meeting here. So
It
or
is.
the candidates and things.
Yes.
Very good. Good deal. And of course, this is something. And when is it's April 20th, and you guys are going to be? Is it going to be at the
Civic Center.
Convention and Civic Center here? Of course, this is open to what any Republicans that want to come and watch. Right?
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
more that want to come, the merrier. We do ask that you RSVP, and there's a number.
Yeah, because they feed you, right? You get to eat and all that good.
Yes, there is I think it's $16
Yes.
to
Okay.
eat the meal, and we need to RSVP for that. But anyone could come. We'll throw out an extra chair.
Yeah.
And so in May, we are having our scholarship winner come and join us for lunch.
Oh, cool. All right, and so I'm guessing is the scholarship winner, like, is it already been? Has this person already been to school for a little bit, or is it brand new?
No, it goes to a Chaves County high school senior.
It's high school, okay.
Yes, high school.
I was just kind of curious, as like a recap of how they've been doing, or like what they're getting ready to get into.
This would be the next phase of their life.
Gotcha. Okay.
Even though they're going to get tuition paid,
Okay.
there's still books, there's room, there's board. I know that I worried about my children eating, so
Yeah, college is expensive. Just the tuition part, that's only one hurdle.
Absolutely.
And and that's great because a lot of time these scholarships help the students do those kind of things. Yeah, like you said, tuition's paid for, but maybe it can go towards books or board or paying bills to survive while going to school. Well, either way, it's all useful to the student. But I know, like, because you guys do scholarships in years, I didn't know if this was like one that maybe won last year that's coming back to say, hey, now I'm close to being the leader of the world or whatever.
that might be a good idea.
I know, because I'm involved with historical society, and of course we do. We're more of a, not the scholar. We're more of the conduit more than the people that are. We have great donors that donate money for this, but we kind of have a lot where you talk to some of these students that come back, and now they've been doing great at UNM or all over the country, and they come back and visit, and so I imagine you guys keep tabs on some of your scholarship winners and things too.
We have heard back from them.
Yeah. It's always nice to hear that because I mean, you want to do these great things, and it's awesome that these opportunities come. But when you kind of see the proof in the pudding when they come back, and you're like, oh wow, that scholarship, man, look, they're an adult now and responsible, and you're like, and so in some way you're like, I kind of had a hand in it a little bit, and so it's pretty cool to see that. So, but you can come here in May. I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, and come meet this year's winner,
yes,
and see what they have to say and see where they're going and where their future lies. So.
And then after that. In June, we're going to start with the other candidates. Chaves County has a unique situation that I think we only have right now one contested race locally.
Which makes the June primary that much more important because the people in that primary will be deciding those positions that are uncontested, like you're saying.
Yes, but in June is whenever we'll start between the Republicans and then the other parties. So we're going to be really pushing for get out the vote because we will have our governor's race, lieutenant governor. Of course, they'll run
It's an important
together.
election year, yeah.
Very important. And so we will be really, voting is, some people say, well, that's a privilege. Well, it's not. It's a responsibility. Mm-hmm. You have a responsibility to choose your leadership. So we want everybody to get out to vote.
Well, that is your true ability to say what you think. I mean, yeah, we got lots of forums to say what you think, Facebook, whatever, this one. But at the end of the day, the one that matters is the ballot box. And
Absolutely.
So that's why it's so important for you. You can sit there and pontificate on Facebook all day long, but it ain't doing a hill of beans any good unless you go out and vote.
Right.
And everybody's vote does count. I mean, here in Chaves County twice now, they've had to have a runoff, not a runoff, but a tie, where it was chosen with the deck cards.
Wow.
That's happened twice.
It's scary like that sometimes, isn't it? When you're like, man, that's a lot riding on a card game.
Yes.
Or a game of rock, paper, scissors.
But we like I said, we're blessed to have so many wonderful candidates.
Yeah.
That's when it really gets close.
You're right. And I'll be honest, at the level of races we're talking about here, the local positions and things, and I say this every single time to folks, those are the positions that really impact your day-to-day lives much more so than the races, the sexy big races. I mean, don't get me wrong. Your presidential and gubernatorial races are very important. You need to pay attention to those. But the amount of information and research you do for those positions, you need to be doing for your county commissioners, your city council members, the folks that you actually might see every day. And because those decisions, and you got to be much better about it, because at the end of the day, these are people we live with, people we share the community with, and we got to be more adult with each other on that stuff. And but by default, we also need to understand what's good, and you know what I mean. It's. I get politics. I'm not a fan of politics, but how you do politics in D.C. and how you do politics in Chaves County, I don't think should be the same. You know what I mean? Because of the impact it does that way. But anyway, doing your research, doing your information, that's so important. So that was the point I'm making is put as much importance in your decisions you make for county and city level elected officials as you would for a governor or for a president.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what the Republican women offer, is that forum for people to go and educate themselves that typically you don't have anywhere else.
Yeah.
Where else in Roswell are you going to be able to, every month at least be able to meet your candidates?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And let's be honest, these are folks that you're actually going to be able to walk up and talk to and
Right.
say, hey, I've got an issue here. And that is so much more because we all see it. We all live it. We're not talking to someone that's like in an ivory tower somewhere that maybe not be connected to what we're talking about here, which is kind of the feeling you get when you get to president and all those things. But here, I mean, yeah, it's like I knew that person. I went to school with them. I went to, you know what I mean? That's
Right.
just how life is. But you gotta understand it, and I almost think, and this is where it gets trickier at this level because you got to separate friendship from policy, and at the end of the day, we can all be friends, but when it comes to the policy, that's where we got to say, you know what, we need to be firm on this here, and that's really where you doing your research, coming to these forums, listening to each candidate, hear what they have to say, ask them and talk to them more about policy and what they want to do, and less about what you think about so and so. I mean,
Right.
That's kind of where I'm going with this.
Right.
It's like, what's the person in the job going to do? And that's the kind of stuff that you guys are trying to present to people to give them an opportunity to say, all right, that's all well and good, but can they do the job?
Yes,
exactly.
Here it is. You know what I mean?
Our senators and our representatives that are here in Chaves County, they have people need to go online and watch the live feed because they get up and they fight for their citizens. They are hard workers.
Yeah.
I mean, hours and hours. And so they really do represent Chaves County very well.
Sure. And here's another thing. We talk about making decisions for you to decide who you vote for, but also if you want to get more involved. And that's the thing. These campaigns and stuff, they just don't magically happen by themselves. It takes a lot of manpower, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time and effort. So if you're coming to these meetings and you're listening to one of the candidates like, whoa, this person, where'd they come from? I've never, heard talk like this before or something. And I want to get involved. I want to be involved. This is those opportunities. You can make those connections through the Chaves County Federated Republican Women and say, hey, oh, you love so-and-so's campaign? There's their campaign manager. Reach out to them. I'm sure they can find a spot for you on the team there.
Oh,
somewhere,
yeah. Nicole here, how many phone calls did you make for Trump?
Oh, 20, 30,000.
Yes. And hours that you walked?
Oh, hundreds. I mean, thousands. I've
Yeah.
knocked on thousands of doors.
I hope you got that phone plan where you don't pay by the minute.
No,
there.
I didn't.
Exactly.
I hope you got a little rollover minutes or
Right.
something.
Right.
And this is what is so nice about having the Federated Republican Women is that, so in Oklahoma, they are a solid red state, and most of their races are actually chosen in the primary, like what happens in Chaves County.
Sure.
But it happens statewide. So through networking, Lori, who's the president of Oklahoma,
Okay.
she and I connected because I'm the president of New Mexico.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But Oklahoma is going to be making phone calls after the primary for New Mexico.
Okay. So it really is a team effort. So they're saying, all right, we got our deal covered. What other areas that have a Federated Republican Women can we jump in and help booster their trenches a little bit here?
Yes, and the people from
Nice.
Chaves County, the ladies, they're going to be able to go and help in Doñana County because most of our races will be decided.
Good deal. And what I like about that, too, is where, like you said, some of the support, the financial, that kind of stuff, but it's being run by people here. And what I mean by that is like, hey, we're getting you money, but what you do with it is going to be the experts that are actually there. Where in federal government terms, sometimes that's not always the case. Like, here's money, but you got to do this and this. I don't care that you don't need it for that. You're going to use it for this. That's
Yeah.
that mindset.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool where you can kind of mobilize. And if you need to bring in the big guns, but the big guns are still directed by the people here in town. And
Well, when Youngkin ran in Virginia, there was ladies here in New Mexico making phone calls. Well, actually,
Oh, wow.
New Mexico, Texas, and California, they were all volunteering phone calls you can do from your home. So,
Wow.
yeah.
You guys must really be into this because, I mean, I have enough trouble staying tabs on what's going on in my own backyard, let alone what's going on in Michigan or in Minnesota or somewhere like that,
There's some really important issues out there that, we're very strong,
Sure.
the whole Republican ideals and values and everything that we want to promote. And we're
Let me ask this guy, talking about volunteers for campaigns and things, but what if there's more women and men, I should throw this
Yes.
out, and men that are maybe interested in getting more directly involved with the Chaves County Federated Republican Women? Because again, all the support you guys are giving for everybody else, that, again, just doesn't magically happen. It takes boots on the ground. It takes resources.
takes our membership.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we always encourage people to become members. Women, it's $35 a year.
Okay.
That helps to the cause.
Okay.
And you have the ability to stay informed. You get on an email list. We have social media, which is open to anyone. Also, our social media. So, to be an associate member is $25. We have our youngest associate member, Isabella Kennard.
Nice.
She was 2 months when she became a member.
Nice.
But our sole goal is to educate.
Is parents going to make her pay that back when she
Probably,
can get a job?
yeah.
I get you.
Maybe she can apply for the scholarship.
I don't know about my kids had a tab. I had a notebook. Okay, you owe me.
Write the bill for the kid. Oh, yeah, you owe for your membership. It's $30.
Right. But when you look at it, it's not that much, for
Sure,
a year, and it really does
absolutely.
help the overall cause. And if we're all on the same team as we should be,
Sure.
I mean, then it, like I said, it can only help, and it gets the information out. It educates the voters.
Sure. And then obviously, regardless of candidates, it's all about conservative values of the Republican
Right.
Party, and that's at first and foremost. And I tell you, the women, the Chaves County Federated Republican women, have to kind of play neutral right now.
Yes.
They don't endorse a particular candidate. They kind of try to help them all and be a conduit for them to get their stuff out. But once the primary is over, then it's rally and circle the wagons, and everybody backs their horses in the general election here. And,
Right.
and so you're going to see I'm guessing you're going to see a shift in your mission statement really after the primary here. Right now it's inform, and then afterwards it's going to be campaign.
And get out the vote.
Yeah.
That is so important.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's your responsibility to pick the best candidate.
Yeah. And so I'm guessing as your mission shifts here in the couple months, the need for more people, the more boots on the ground, the more volunteers are going to be needed. So you're actually getting in at a good time if you're really wanting to get involved and help make a difference.
Right.
Yeah, and we really want our young people. Even if you're in high school, you can still volunteer.
Yeah.
You can go out there and walk and help out on campaign, help out at headquarters, handing out brochures, giving out information.
It's a great way to learn for younger people too. It's formal training, classroom, all of that's important, but a lot of your lessons you learn in life by experiencing it. And as a young person coming and getting involved, you kind of get a chance to see how the sausage is made a little bit. And that's an invaluable experience, especially if you're pursuing a career in public service or anything dealing with human beings, social work, whatever it is. You're going to get a lot of insight on people by doing this kind of stuff. So not only are you helping, but you're actually helping yourself very much as well too, and gaining. So you young college or high school age, those kids that are, and especially if you have dreams or pursuits to go in fields that are kind of related to that. Maybe it's marketing. You know what? You'll learn a lot about marketing and politics.
Right.
But I'm saying you could use this as a conduit to be your stepping board for whatever you want to do next. And that's what it's all about.
In any field, there are rules, laws, regulations, all that affect you on a day-to-day basis. And this is how you get that information. And I remember in junior high, I went down to someplace, headquarters of some kind, and had to get information on a candidate for a debate. And that was my first exposure to politics.
Yeah.
I don't remember the candidate, but I
now look what happened.
I know.
President of the New Mexico chapter.
I took a few years off. And, yeah.
But what we're saying is yeah, for younger folks, this is a chance to better yourself, but also give back in the community tier and learn. And here's another great thing about it is because we live in a small community and everything's connected. Maybe coming in through the Chaves County Federated Republic of Women, you're going to meet other people that are involved in, say, Kiwanis or, all the other civic organizations or church groups or things. And maybe that's your foothold into some of that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Or, that's how a community works. It's like, oh, yeah, I know so-and-so from over here, and now they're, that's... So it really is an opportunity for you to kind of be a part of the community, learn about our community, but at the same time bettering the community and yourself. So yeah, look into it. Volunteer. Maybe come to April 20th or the next get together here and talk to some of the Chaves County Federated Republic of Women. Now I made a joke earlier. You can be a male and be a part of
Yes.
the Chaves County Federated Republic of Women. It's kind of like an auxiliary type, right? Is that
Associates.
associates?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in the American Legion, so we use terms like auxiliary. But
Another thing, we have our meetings during the lunch hour.
yes, so it's kind of not going to take up your nights if you got the kids and everything, or
Right.
soccer practice, or church, or whatever,
Or work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they feed you, or you can get lunch there, so you can actually eat at your lunch too. You're like,
can.
you know what I like to do during lunch? What's that? Eat.
And it's central. It's pretty close to everywhere.
Yeah,
It's right
it's
in the
right
middle of
downtown,
town.
so it's right there in the middle, and the food's pretty good over there. If you haven't had a
a
chance
nice
to
venue.
have some of the now I'm talking about food. Do you guys know the menu for the 20th yet, or?
Oh my gosh.
I hadn't heard.
All right.
I
stumped me.
did hear, but
All
I
right.
didn't.
I think
Send
it's
me
a
a
egg
note.
salad.
Send me a note and let me know, because everyone runs on their stomachs, man.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's reasonable. It's $16, and it's a nice
Yeah.
plated meal, and so it's
and you really do get a chance to meet and talk to, and another great part is because these you see them up on the podium talking to you, but before and after they're right there. So if you want to ask them about some personal questions, things that you want to know about, you get a chance to talk to them, and it's if you're thinking, well, I remember so-and-so, how do you feel about this? And they're right there. You can talk
Right.
to them and say something about it. And I'm telling you that's invaluable to have that information, because you really you get to inform yourself about what you think about people that you're potentially voting for these offices.
Exactly.
So come out. April 20th. It's during lunch hour, about 11 to what time's everything get
It's going to
underway?
start right at noon.
Right at noon.
yeah.
So get there
doors
a few
open at 11:30.
Okay.
Yeah, we start eating right beforehand, and then the meeting starts at noon.
Okay. And through the Facebook, is it the best way to RSVP, or is there a better way to do that?
You could probably Facebook if you don't have. There's emails.
Okay.
But Facebook has all that information on
Okay.
there.
So if you go look for Chaves County Federated Republican Women
Yes.
On Facebook, try to get as much of those words in there in your search as you can. And if you get Chaves County Federated, it probably
Should pop up.
right up.
Yes.
Yep.
And then you can follow, and then if you have questions or shoot a message, you're like, hey, I heard you're on the radio. How do I get involved? Or
Right.
How do I RSVP? And they'll be like, oh, we got you. And how many you got coming? 'Cause
And
you
they
gotta bring a
don't-
friend, right? You can't go to lunch by yourself. You gotta bring a
Exactly.
friend.
Gotta bring a friend.
And mine, I'm old school. I'm old. And my number's still in the book, so I'm the only Barncastle in the book. So
Okay.
if you don't have Facebook, just give me a call, and I'll pass the information on.
I'm just curious, since you mentioned that. Do you know your the family name history where Barncastle comes from?
Yes,
it's
I
a
do.
unique, cool name. I'm just curious.
It's from Bernard Castle, or where the Blarney Stone is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you got a little Irish in you.
No, my husband.
Your husband. Oh, that's right. You're by marriage, so.
No, I am 99% English. I just did the DNA thing.
Well, I'm 60% Irish and English in there, so I know a little bit about. I like the Blarney Stone and drink the green beer and eat the corned beef and cabbage. Too.
No, I have a town in England called Moberly, and I'm a Mobley, so Yeah, it was marveling.
It's just it's a cool name that almost sounds like when I hear it, I think of like Red Baron and Stormin', you know, so I think when I hear Barncastle, like these
See, and I think
crop
a little,
dusting, you know.
I think a little
stunt plane.
Irish leprechauns or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like some like World War II ace pilot. Barncastle, 37 kills. Anyway, I get sidetracked sometimes. But I just saw the time. We probably should wrap this up here. But is there a phone number they call? Give the phone number one more time there.
You can call my house at 625-2615.
Very good.
Like I said, it's in the book under Barncastle.
Yeah, and again, like you said, look for Chaves County Federated Republican Women on Facebook, and mark April 20th on your calendars. That's the next Chaves County Federated Republican Women meeting, and come on out. And this time we're going to be focusing a lot on some of the county candidates, some county commissioners, some county level positions. They're going to be available to talk to the group there on that date. And then of course come hungry and get your meal and everything else there too. Is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to make sure we got out there?
I think we've covered most of it.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure people do come out. Mike Perry is a new candidate.
Okay.
And now that we did,
So we need to learn about him.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's a hometown guy.
Gotcha.
Graduated Roswell High. He and his wife Kim are from here.
Okay.
So he's come back. And
What's industries in? I'm just curious. His name sounds familiar, but I don't ring a bell, and that's why I'm trying to place him.
He was with Game and Fish.
Okay.
And then he finished off with, I think, the Attorney General's office for New Mexico, where he finished his career.
Okay.
But he was in Game and Fish in this area for many, many, many years.
Nice. So he's probably got some ins and outs on the farming, ranching, hunting, fishing.
There you go.
Some of the more hotbed issues nationally that they like to sit here and meddle in our area.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
we did check them out.
Very good. Well, thank you, ladies. Appreciate
Thank you.
the visit.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting up early this morning. I know.
Coffee.
Well, we can top that off if we need to as well. But we'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Have a great day, okay?
Thank
You too.
you.
Thank
All right.
you.